Boxes no text. Or text. English.
Right, let's do the intro. Right, welcome back to some SLR action. And it was not a great start, but yeah, some F2 action. There's been a bit of a break as we come back for the final two races, and we're around Brazil for the second to last race. We're joined with myself, James, and of course the one and only Mr. Maxwell. How are we doing today?
Tired. So out of breath. You know this is the script. But looking forward to this one, James. Penultimate race of the Formula 2 season. And Interlagos can throw up some good racing at the best of time. We've got a bit of rain for qualifying. I wonder if we're going to have any for the race, if anyone can let us know. But this could be a spicy one with quite a few interesting permutations in the championship, James.
Yeah, of course, I've already shown you the championship standings. Of course, coming into this race, the two ART boys are literally 1 point between each other. Ham leading that championship with 344 points, and with Jam with 343. Of course, the second battle, of course, Darnell pretty much can pick third position unless he doesn't get any more points in the final two nights or 2 weeks. Race Roller, Southerner, and a Beast Assassin. A very tight battle with 165, 164, and a 145. So it's still a free for all for a couple of drivers, and also the main battle for 11 through 20 is literally split between 9 points. So it's anyone's gain for the backpack. But coming into qualifying, we're looking at a wet race. We've seen drivers, especially a few weeks back, we've seen a wet qualifying and did not do well. Saw a lot of invalid laps. So we're expecting to see some not many finishes or for qualifying.
It's going to be an interesting one, James, in terms of the qualifying. As you say, there is a real big chance, that maybe they aren't quite prepared for wet qualifying. They may have not done a lot of preparation in the wet. Just on a wee head snooping about to try and get an idea of the weather situation. One lap of wet qualifying, of course, this being one-shot qualifying. Then both your races are going to be dry. It's sunny with a bit of cloud, and cloud with a bit of sun has been confirmed by Hamjam, and we have just light rain here. So, well, it will be full wets, of course. No intermediate tyres in Formula 2. So, of course, 4 points for the fastest lap. So, I think a wee bit of pressure between Hamjam and Jam Ham to start with. They get a wee upper hand going into the two races to follow. But yeah, it's interesting. It's really a case of who's practiced, who's adjusted to Formula 2. 3 weeks is a long time to not have raced Formula 2 cars, so some people might be rusty.
Yeah, as we look at the grid here, we've got one fill-in driver, SLR checking the Trident, and we're looking at no new drivers from the guys who signed up, so looking at the regular boys. We're looking at, I believe it was 15 drivers for this week, so let's hope to see some decent racing action, but I wish them all the best as we look to get qualifying underway as soon as possible. We're just waiting for SLR Sem to get his connection going. Stick on board with championship leader. We'll stick on board with Ham. As we come through sector 1 section of the first mini chicane, enter the DRS. So of course, not with the F2 was the first retirement of Baggy Fan. Must have invalidated his lap.
You get Barlow as well, and Barlow's on a wall. And yep, that's the end of Barlow's qualifying.
Yeah, it's very tough around this track with especially in rain and F2 cars as well. A lot of slide action from these cars. The rear end loves to step out. So coming through the middle sector, they'll really struggle to get the sort of power early. The back end stepping out.
Sam went really wide there, taking one of the many routes discovered by Kimi Räikkönen, as he was venturing way off-road there. But at the moment, everyone else looked, and also Jaylee Mansell a little off there. A few drivers get a wee bit kind of struggling with the conditions here, James.
Yeah, of course. SLR Czech was lead in that middle sector, but Ham is now overtaking him for the first position as we look to cross the line. Who will take that pole position? That'll be Ham on top with a 24.9, Czech Race Roller, Beast Assassin, Southerner, McEwen, Bennett, Freeman, Night Ranger for the top 9, and we're still waiting for Jam to set his time with a 35.2, a very slow time from him. From three guys there at the back, so they made a mistake there.
I never really saw, James, what happened with Jam there. Just as I'd went on board with him, I just saw his name kind of tumbling down the charts there, and he just kind of like stops. I don't know if he maybe had a wobble somewhere, but yeah, just practically was stationary. But due to the issues the likes of Sam and Jaylee Menz had, the DSQ for non-Rip Loki, and of course the crashes for Baggy and Barlow, means it's not the end of the world for Jam Ham, but he's going to really be up against it with some very capable drivers ahead of him. And it's Ham Jam that strikes first in that battle as well, meaning a 5-point gap.
5-point gap, but again, there's still 2 races to go, yep, so that could mean everything, but at the moment, it's down to how Jam does at the back there in P10. Sam just put in chat, he crashed from the start, from starting not last. Fair enough. Yeah. Middle sector from a few others. But yeah, very close times there from some of the top guys at the front, but a couple of mistakes there at the back, and then there's the 3 guys at the back who set times, all close to each other, like 10 seconds from the leader. But hey ho, see how it goes in the race. Again, rain. Always struggling sign for some drivers, but when on a dry track, that's where everyone proves themselves to be the better driver.
Well, see, it does look quite dark. I know they said it was going to be cloudy, but that's could play a wee bit of a factor with tyre temperatures and tyre lifespan.
Yeah,
I don't know what the 2 tyres are.
I believe it is. I think that's the super softs I can see. The purple tyre. So I think it'll be the super soft and the softs, or the super soft mediums probably.
Be intrigued to see if the 2 ARTs go like for like on strategy, or if they split it to let the best man win. Because obviously teammates, but championship rivals. Because normally the car in front would get the upper hand on strategy, but. Oh, I don't know how they play it, James. I really don't. I don't know what I do in that situation. Battling your teammate.
Yeah, well, I think there'll always be a split strategy between. I think Jam will probably go the longer strategy, starting at the back. So I think Ham will start on the quicker strategy for the softer compound. As we look to get underway for the formation lap.
Because I think this could be somewhere where it's really interesting what tyres to go with, because I'd say there's a high chance of a safety car just because of how tricky it is. Softs and mediums. Yeah,
like you said, with the a very high chance of safety cars. Turn 1, these cars are very they struggle in terms of braking points, so they expect probably an instant to turn 1. Middle sector, that left-hander as you. Where the 2 is in the middle sector. We see a lot of drivers in the past, they've run a little wide there, got into the apex and spun and crash. So the left-hander right in the middle sector 2, get the power too early, back end goes.
Yep, and imagine that in an F2 car as well, James. That's going to make it even more worse. So just about where the leader's approaching right now, so where Ham Jam is, it's very easy here in a Formula 1 car to just be too quick in the power and spin it. In a Formula 2 car, that could be possible as well.
Yeah, as we look at tyre wear so far, we got Ham and Check on the softs, got Racer Roll on medium, throwing a different strategy out. Now let's go longer in the race. Beast Assassin on the softs, Southerner on the mediums. Of course, the teammate there for the McEwen on the softs. Bennett and Freeman both on mediums. Night Range on the softs. Jam on the mediums, and so is Jaylee Menz. Sem and non-right Loki on the softs, and running at the back, Baggy and Barlow didn't set times, unfortunately, through mistakes or crashes, like you say, from Barlow, both on the medium, so looking to go longer in the race. Again, top 10 will get points, so we expect to see some, drivers who've not got points yet. So,
and I know I mention this every week, James, but this is one that's not too many penalties in it, just really turn 2. It's quite easy to invalidate laps and get penalties there, so you may see some, but I don't think it'll be prolific, as I'll leave it to you.
Yeah, as we get underway, can I get good action? Let's try the board. We'll go wait for the 5 lights to get out. Three, 4, 5. And it's 5 lights, and away we go as Ham and Checker as lead away as the moment. Race Roller struggling to get away as we battle down into turn 2. 1, 2, and 3 for the mid sector. We're going to get an incident. Oh, is it going to keep it nice and clean? No spinners.
Oh, there's a couple around there.
Any action? It was between Freeman, Jaylee Menz, and I believe it's a Pramer as well.
It was a Premier I saw going round, so that'd be Night Ranger, I think, James. But yeah, it just seems to be too many cars into one, and round they went.
Yeah, 3 into 1 doesn't go, as you say. At the moment, it's leading the race so far. 1.3 seconds clear. 1.4 now as Ham is pulling away. His check down to 4th. But at the moment, we got Bennett lagging. So can you keep an eye on that one?
Of course, no problem.
I see an X on that's the name. But 1.6, Ham's got a clear lead for the race. We've got quite a tight battle there between Beast and McEwen. And Check and Race Roller for 2nd place. We see some nice tidy action. We'll straight on board with Race Roller because he is in clear action. As Chet looks to make the move. Will he make the move on the outside? Will he make the move on the inside? The inside line will probably be better leading up to turn 1. Nudge into turn 2, turn 3. We enter turn 4. Doesn't get the better exit, but the DRS as we enter along the straight. He doesn't activate it, he does hold off.
Just confirm, James, bars are away from Bennett, so I'm quite happy with that connection at this moment in time.
That's fine. We do have enough. That's Sem. Sem still struggling with that wheel. He's just having to spin himself.
Spin it in there. Make a wee move here, James. I'm just on board. With 3 minutes of battle in front of him, it's obviously the guys that came together that are quite close, but Night Ranger is looking as Jaylee Menz is wide.
Yeah, as Freeman looks to go on the outside there, as Night Ranger cuts him off, so he'll have to back off. Jaylee Menz was off the track, and he rejoined as clearly, so nice and safe to rejoin the track. And I believe the order is glitched for me, as saying Check's overtaken Race Roller, but it hasn't. A little bit of side-by-side action here.
I think checking P4 here, James. I think that's legit.
Yeah, it says checks in P4, but at the moment it just says the arrows. Check, looking for a nudge. Will he make the move? No. Kieran just says nope, closes the door. It's hard to tell who's on. Not the same teammate. No, different teams. It's Trident I'm thinking of.
Which two is it you're referring to, James?
I believe it's the checks in the Trident and the rest are in whatever that is. 2nd and 3rd.
So 2nd, 3rd are in this Shiraz Racing.
Thank you.
It's on the Halo. That's the reason I know.
At the moment, still close action. Race Roller, Southerner, and Jam Ham up to 7th starting from 10th. So decent overtaking from him as we about to enter the final sector before the start of lap 4. Sem is still at the very start of lap 3. So he's got a lot of catching up to do.
I think the worry here for Jamham though is it's pretty much a DRS train in front of him. You know, it's a lot of very capable drivers that are all close together. And then his brother, obviously, his title rival, that 2-second gap ahead of UK Beast Assassin. So if he can continue to stretch that, then could put himself in a really good position, could Hamjam.
Yeah. Jam's in a comfortable position. He's put 2 seconds. He's pulling away. As long as he can get a decent enough position, probably split the strategy. Because Jam's going longer, so we wouldn't have to worry about the early pit stop. We got another off. I think Sem is really struggling. Of course, ghosting is off, so ghosting's on really. Animal still train battling for seconds. McEwen and Czech Racer also, and Jam still about hours when looking at Jam looking to make a nudge or a bit of oversteer there from Jamham. He looks to fight the car. Still holds on with Sona for battle for 6th place. So we've got another train forming just behind that battle for P9 between Barlow, Numripe, Loki and Baggy.
Yeah, that's the one I've been following, James. They all seem to be actually quite level on pace. Loki maybe would be a wee bit frustrated being on the softer compounded tyre, but Baggy's sticking in there, he's sticking within the DRS. They're just, you know, getting towed along, and yeah, it's only going to benefit his strategy going forward. So nice solid driving so far from a Baggy fan in 1995.
Yeah, but at the moment, the only closest battle here so far is Jamham. Will he? I don't know, everyone's got the DRS. It's really finding it hard to find the overtake. So at the moment, going to have to go down on pit strategies. Overtaking is really hard around this track. Just trying to find a way into a late braking zone. There's just no room to make a move.
You could see that he definitely felt faster, but had to back off so much there just to make sure he wasn't running right into the back of the Southerner there.
Yeah, as Barlow picks up a penalty, it won't help him later on being probably drop him outside the points if it stays like this, but it's just fine for now, but likely a lot of the drivers will pick up penalties later on in the race. Still 15 laps to go as we enter lap 5 now.
I'll be intrigued with this train, James, especially the guys on the same strategies as each other. If any of them opt for the undercut, if any of them feel an overcut would help, and just how long the lifespan of those softs is, which will obviously give the guys on the mediums a bit more data.
Yeah, I think the mediums will probably go around 50, maybe 14 laps. 13, 14, yeah, I would say 14, 15 laps. The mediums will be, so it's how long these softs will last. I think they'll start to be in probably next lap I'm going off. That's 70 and left. And he's 10 seconds for exceed. He's been safe. He's letting drivers through for a blue flag. Of course, the two Trident of a check, trying to find room as we enter the final sector. Will he make a pounce for the long straight here? He's just in behind him. McEwen wants to defend on the inside. DRS. Oh, he fakes him into the pit in, but Ham and McEwen are both boxed. Oh, sorry, Ham and Beast are both boxed. You can stay down. So Czech makes the dive on the inside. There is a little bit of contact.
And Loki in as well there. I've just following that wee battle between Barlow, Loki and Baggy Fan, but it's Loki that's blink first then on these softer tyres. So it'll be interesting. Well, Czech we jumped down a few places. Oh, bit of battling.
Oh, we got Czech had a little bit of oversteer, and he's just literally dropped 2 positions from first, and Jamham is all over behind him. And so Sona now trying to gain his position back. Defends Jam. Oh, Check's struggling with the opens there. The tyres have gone for him. The softs have started to drop off. As Gemma had something side by side, squeezing each other on the wheels. Just leaving each other enough room. A little bit of no contact, but it's minor.
And Jam's going to have inside line there, James.
I believe he has. I am on board him. Yeah, and he makes a nice overtaking there for P4. Fantastic move. Someone looks to make a move on the outside. Just too far wide as Gem defends. Second now as Racer all turn into the lead. Also got boxes of McEwen and Check off to the softs and to the mediums. Gem still descending into turn 2, 3. Someone's will now make the move onto the right driver. Dive. No, he stays off, he backs off. Holds on for the long straight, just gets enough. Just stays behind him, he'll have the right time to get ready for the final sector long straight. Running wide there. How are we doing with the drivers at the back? There's a bit gap opening there.
I was just trying to get an idea there, James, of just how much that either benefit, either hindered Ham, but 2.2 seconds ahead of J. Lee Menz, that's probably very vital because Beast Assassin then has to get by J. Lee Menz, and then it's a further 3.5 and then 1.8 to McEwen and Check. So I do believe staying out that extra lap longer probably cost them a little bit of time when they were obviously battling with each other there. So it's looking good for Ham, but it's all down to him putting some good lap times in. And when he gets on the softs, Jam is going to have to absolutely floor it. And of course, other people not to rule out here. Racer, of course, leading the race, and Southerner, who is keeping Jamham very, very honest. And as well, I'd give a shout out to Barlow, not too far off, sorry, not Barlow, Bennett, who's just behind him as well.
Yeah, of course, they'll be looking to box probably like lap 14, probably. There's J. Lee Menz under pressure now from some of the fresh tyres of the mediums. UKB Assassins makes the overtake there onto the long straight. Nice and easy.
We might have a move here for P6, possibly.
There is contact. Jelly Menz locks up and just goes into Beast Assassin. But Beast Assassin does control it. This is fine, he does keep this.
With the Uni Virtuosi car of Freeman passing the Carlin racing car of Baggy Fan for P6 there.
Oh, big contact. Jelly Menz and Beast are in the wall. Yeah, going to turn 4, Jayla Menz. Beast Assassin was weaving across the track, but it was before the braking zone. And Jayla Menz goes onto the left hand side, late brakes, and then there was contact. Jayla Menz spins, and then Beast then spins into the wall. So, science, that was the steward injured for that.
I like this battle at the front, James, all three within DRS range, dragging each other along. We've got Sam who's retired, and that is... looks like he's went way wide, and that's going to give us a virtual safety car.
Yeah, I think that'll bring some of the gaps down closer, because Barlow is 10.8 seconds behind, so he'll start to close that gap up a bit. So we can have a more better chance in terms of pitting.
I mean, of course, that Sem will start in 15th place once we have the sprint race. I'm intrigued here, though, with these three at the front, James, if any of them decide to just back off, so when this virtual safety car ends, they can be in a position to properly attack it, rather than exceeding it. And, of course, possibly get a drive-through penalty. Beast Assassin pitting, and he is on the softs.
I think it's a bit early for the softs.
There you go, Freeman.
He's the first.
I don't know if anyone else got one there. I think it was just Freeman. Yep.
Yeah, it was just Freeman.
2 we got.
He's Assassin, of course, he had picked up wing damage there from crashing into the wall, so he would have to have pit there. So yeah, I think he will try and manage those softs to the end, or he'll probably look to pit maybe a little bit later on. Jellyman's also crashing out there. Was that promote Loki up to 11th, and Night Ranger and Beast Assassin 1 position as well. Anyone close? No, there's still just this battle for the lead at the moment. See Race Roll and Jam. So they'll be looking to box in a couple of laps' time. Southerners 1.2 behind them, and Bennett and Barlow and Baggy Fan also on the same amount of laps on those tyres. Southerners pick up a 3-second value there as well. All to play for at the moment. Still battle for Race Rollers, or of course he's a race winner around these F2 circuits. Battling, of course, title challenger. Just put him under pressure, so he looks to keep that battle going, because Ham is, of course, closing that gap as well. He's on the fresh mediums in P7. Jam look to make a move here. Dive on the inside. Well, side by side. I'm on the outside there. He makes it stick. Fantastic move.
I just look.
Race roller looking to make. Sorry, race roller looking to make the move on the inside. Side by side. Sticking at it. Race Roller retakes the lead again. Yeah, it's a fantastic side-by-side battle in action here. Sorry, you were saying?
So what I was going to say there, James, is basically, obviously Ham, since he'd come out, he did a lot of clean track, but this is his first real traffic that he's just navigated it very successfully there, getting by Baggy Fan. So again, he's actually put himself in a fantastic position, getting that moved on quickly, and that's going to give him another 6 seconds worth of clean air until he catches up to Barlow. Should he do so before Barlow decides to box. So honestly, right now, that is your man of the hour, Ham Jam, in a fantastic position.
Yeah, of course. Jam now boxes in the pits. The Race Roll stays out. We're looking to see a couple more boxes. I think Bennett is in the pits as well. So we're looking for the mediums to start soon. So jump on board with an ultimate race leader. That'll be Ham. He'll look to gain a few positions. Jumping up to 4th. Promote the rest up the field up. So Jam now on the softs as well. So is Bennett. We also had a little battle for the move as Beast Assassin overtook Night Ranger on the start finish lead or previous lap.
Freeman speeding in the pit lane. Not been Freeman's day so far.
Now, of course, he'll have that drive through as well.
Oh, he's already taken the James. That's been done, but
still a very. It's not very close racing, but the gaps are very far open. The closest battle here so far is a 1.4.
I don't know if Barlow had an off or just a little bit of struggle, but Ham Jam has taken a lot of time out of him here. I know the tyres are obviously nearing the end of their lifespan, but yeah, the high tech is being caught at an alarming pace by the ART of Ham Jam. I think we might see Barlow in the pits here as the top two are in.
Yeah, you don't want to leave it. You don't want to pit too early because the softs, as we saw from the first stint, they went off around end of lap 6, start of lap 7. So we saw like a couple of drivers stay out a lap longer, and they got caught out in terms of time. So yeah, I think around lap 14 is probably the best time. A couple of drivers may have probably boxed a little bit early. Of course, Ham is now in the lead. Battle.
There we go, Jam Ham a full 1 second clear of Race Roller, but of course we'll have a lap fresher tyres.
We'll jump on board with Jam because he'll be on the fresh soft. See how much time he can claim to SLR check. Of course, he just picks up a penalty that will help him towards the end of the race. Promote, stay there, Jam and Racer up the position. So that podium position won't help.
And I'm probably going to completely jinx it here, James, but the man on reverse pole at the moment, non-right low key.
Yeah, of course, picked up some points at Russia on his debut, so yeah, he's looking to get some more points tonight. And plus he'll be on the... Oh yeah, because SLR Barlow's got penalty as well, and quite far ahead of Baggy Van, so Baggy Van will pick up some points up as well if he sticks out. No penalty.
Although I say that, Barlow is picking up pace and he is right behind him. I don't think he'll maybe get him here, it might be a bit too far away. But Barlow is certainly putting... Oh, is he going for it? Oh no, and it's a Spinella. I think... Obviously, I think with Barlow will have his own opinion on it. I think he just kind of went for it and sent it, because why not? But yeah, the car was never fitting in there. Usually my opinions are wrong, so... Big battle for P3, James, you want to jump on that? I don't know if you are.
Yeah, I'm already on board. Yeah, like you said, 2 into 1 sometimes goes, but turn 1 is probably the worst corner to make a move, unless if you're on the outside anyway. You got to make sure you make the move dead early onto the long straight. Of course, this battle here for the lead with SLR check and Jamham. Jamham putting the pressure on as a SLR check, or he'll get the DRS. Of course, he'll make a slick overtake. He'll make the dive on the inside. He will. Side by side, coming across the finish line. Nice and easy into turn 1. That's how you make it move.
You make the move before turn 1, that's how you do it, James, yep.
That's how you do it. Don't you do leave it too late, because you're never going to make the goal. That's the Barlow found out.
Although, with the move being made there, though, it does give Check the DRS. I don't think, obviously, due to the tyre life that he's going to get the move done, but it just keeps him within distance of Jamham, but I expect now he'll start to pull away on those fresh tyres.
Yeah, of course, coming through this middle sector, if Czech can keep within a second, he'll probably keep close to him on the straight. But when it comes through the middle sector, basically he'll have no chance in terms of pace. Those tyres are well quick. He'll start to pull away in terms of grip. As you see, he went from like 0.4 to 0.6. So yeah, that gap's starting to fully open up now.
It'll be interesting how quickly as well that Jam can get into the DRS of McEwen as well. Not in it this lap, but if he can gain half a second on those fresher tyres, then it could be an ART 1-2, and really would be interesting if it ended up with Jam and Ham in 7th and 8th for the sprint race.
Yeah, of course, we didn't mention last week. Of course, the ART boys won the constructors. We didn't mention that last week, 3 weeks ago, whatever that was.
Shocked at that, I tell you, James. I'm absolutely shocked at that.
Well, we didn't know the points at the time. Well, yeah, it was pretty much obvious at the start of the season, though. Was a little bit of a train for me now. It's a jam check, race roll, and someone's starting to. There was a gap now for P3. Well, basically P4 now. So just about holding in there for that third position.
I would say that it's not really changing that much, James. I thought there would maybe be a bit more of a gap here, like pulling out between the cars, but Jam's just clawing a 10th out of McEwen, and it's just Check's losing a 10th, but the one to watch out for here, Race Roller possibly. He's in this train, he's going to get the DRS as well. It could be interesting what he does there.
Yeah, oh, we got off. That is a Beast Assassin, I think that is.
Yep.
Off it. Turn 5. I believe he just got a bit too much in the apex, so I'll just have that on spin. So yeah, as you were talking out with Czech and Jamham, yeah, going round probably second to last third to last corner, he was Czech was closing the gap on him, so we had just about got the DRS. I believe end of this lap, Tommy Real joins. I believe he's joined wrong session. So just find out what's happening there. He'll end up joining on the next race, I think.
And he's left again.
Yeah, I think he's just joined the wrong lobby. One of the elite drivers. As Race Roller is putting pressure now for SLR Chet into the Trident. Dams. See some action and movement before the last corner. Will he have enough speed? Because they're getting just outside the DRS range for Czech, so Czech will struggle to keep the fresh sauce of Race Roller just behind him. Then the inside, push us to the outside. Easy move, side by side. Again, like I said, easy move.
Just puts the car in the right place there to avoid any attack from Czech, although Czech will be within DRS. Race Roller will try and block it.
Yeah, Czech makes a move on the outside. Again, Race Roller doesn't need to put any pressure because Czech does have a penalty, so just make it nice and easy. Side by side. There for entry into the corner as he is on the inside. Sector. It's going to start to pull away now as a snapper was there from Czech. As he struggles to find a less grip on his tyres now as he's just fighting the car. Now he's just pulled outside DRS range. Yeah, he just has now, so we'll start to claw that gap down as we enter lap 20, as we'll jump on board with the race leader of Mr. Ham.
Bennett's left the session. I'll try and get Bennett back in. Of course, Barlow is now, after that mistake there into turn 1. SLR is now caught up, 0.7 of non-right low gear. Of course, the penalty will help him. Oh, and Bennett
is in the
pit, and he's the ice pit for him.
Of course, that'll promote non-right low key up a position to P7 and also Barlow, but actually no, I don't think you'll have enough time to. Barlow will be on provisional pole at this stage. There's now Bennett is now from behind Baggy. The battle's going on. We're between second and third between McEwen. McEwen, I think, Jam's just about edged Jam in terms of.
Send R1 just in case.
Oh, as I just called it, McEwen made a mistake. He's off and he'll drop him down into P5. Yep, P5 checks up position. Again, he'll have a penalty, so promote. Or just unlucky mistakes. Ham and Jam, the race winner. 1-2 finish, fantastic. Race Roller taking P3, McEwen up to P4, Southerners and Czech P5 and 6. Non-right Loki through a unfortunate error through a lag out from Bennett, drops him down to P11. Well, that promotes him not from provisional pole, but he'll take him to at least P2. That's not Barlow with a provisional pole, because plans to drop down or drop up. Baggy will take P9. Freeman, of course, has a penalty, so he'll drop down to P11. Yep. P10 Bennett, unfortunate. Freeman P11. Beast Assassin P12. I think he's just coasting.
Mm-hmm. Just confirming another invite was sent there to Bennett. There's 3 that's been sent.
It's Dermot Jones back on that. And of course, rounding out the 13 but 12 finishes, Night Ranger was going with the rear. And of course, our non-finishes of JB Benz through a small incident and small crash. And then SLR Sem struggling with learning his wheels. So Gem Ham, driver of the day there. By the game, of course, ourselves. Our driver of the day.
I'm gonna wait to see the positions moved.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was
that's tough because as much as Ham Jam had a very dominating victory, Jam goes from 10th to the second.
Jam. Yeah. I think Jam deserves that one, really. From where he started.
We'll go Jam just now, but we'll see. Because you know what ends up happening? They end up picking one, and then they end up doing better in the next race. So, yeah, it was pretty decent. I'll try one more time to get Ben in. I'll give him a fourth invite just to make sure we can have him in. It does say yes, playing multiplayer Brazil, to be fair. But it's a fourth invite there for Bennett.
Yeah, I don't know if the standards have been updated, but Baggy Fan picks up his first points of the season.
Up the baggy.
He's now, he'll be up to, I believe, that's 15th. He overtakes Owen Howell. Of course, non-round Loki will be on, I believe, 6 points, so he'll be on 8 points, so he'll promote himself into 13th above SLR Halo.
There we go, Bennett has joined. Good man. Maybe he's just waiting to the end of the race, which is fair play.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, we saw some insane action between the likes of Jam, Summers, Czech, McEwen, but we saw a few incidents, of course, between Beast and Jaylee Menz, and McEwen had an off on the last lap. Unfortunately, I think he just made a mistake. But that led to Jam taking second position. We saw an ART 1-2. Could we see another ART again? Because we lost Zydrad 2 races ago. So, of course, that competition is now thinned out towards the end of the season. So at the moment we're looking at probably an A class of the two boys, and then we're looking at like a B class of Southerners, McEwen, Czech. Who else? Beast. So yeah, coming into the feature race, how are you looking to see any standouts coming into this next race? Because Barlow and Non-Night Loki are leading the front row.
I don't know. Yeah. It's going to be interesting. I keep saying it always is going to be interesting, but I just think it is. Obviously, everyone's going to be in pretty much the same compounded tyres, the mediums. Of course, this has been the sprint race, and yeah, for some people, it's an opportunity to battle against others where they may not usually do so within the normal Formula One leagues. It's really going to be quite curious to see Jam and Ham in the same row, given the gap in the championship. Now, I know there is obviously still this race and 2 further races to go and a qualifying session, but will we see any of the elbows out?
Oh, yeah. Of course, the two ART boys in 7th and 8th, respectively. Of course, there's with what would they mean? 25 points for the first one, so 25, 18, or whatever it is. I've lost count on points. It's very close. As we're looking to get away for the feature race. Let's go. Give us your prediction for you. Who do you think is going to win?
The fans. I don't like jinxing people anymore, so I just say the fans.
Yeah, I jinxed him and he ended up spinning. On the last, when we were talking about on the last lap.
I always feel these are hard to call, James, because you really do see the likes of Southerner, the likes of McEwen, Race Roller especially, these kind of guys that obviously when it comes to the elite kind of stuff, it's usually, as I say, the Jam and Ham show, but this is where these guys, they put their car in the right places and they usually do get really good results in these instances. Jaylee Menz has forgot to start, it seems, but he's away up and running now.
Yeah. Of course, we got a slow start. Jaylee Menz just not getting away there, but he will be rejoining the grid, or the formation. There's Barlow leading the way. Nana Loki in second. SLR Czech third. SLR Sovereign fourth. SLR McEwen 5th, Race Roll in 6th, Jam in 7th, Ham in 8th, Baggy in 9th, and Bennett rounded out the top 10 for P. And our back 5 drivers are PSR Freeman in 11th, UK Beast Assassin, Night Ranger 95, Jaylee Menz, and SLR Sem rounding out the top 15 drivers. So, can we expect to... I think SLR Sem, as we were talking about him, I think he's just had enough. Disqualified. Still struggling with that wheel.
Well, it's going to take time, I suppose. The more laps you get in, the more confidence it's going to bring him. Obviously moving over from the pad. I'm intrigued to see with the start of likes of Bennett. We know might have a wee bit between his teeth because of obviously the way that race ended just there. And of course Freeman and Beast Assassin, obviously maybe not the greatest races for them in the opener. Maybe just looking to go, maybe not a great first race, but there's still an opportunity for points. And of course it's F1, time for some fun as the lights are about to go out.
Yeah, as we look to get underway, we'll jump on board. Checks view, because we'll have a better view of it. Check. As we get underway with 5 lights. Green flag so far, yellow flag. Just half car, 4, 5. And away we go as Barlow gets underway to lead the feature race and Loki. In second, as McEwen looks to make the move on for 3 wide there. Squeezed out, got on off. I believe that is it's one of the framers. Oh no, one of the against Bennett. Bennett's off. Don't know what it is. Night Ranger. I have no idea who it is.
Yeah, timing screams haven't helped us there, James. They have not. I was like, why is Night Ranger 5th? What a start.
It's a Prema, so it was an orange car, that's all I saw. Of course, SR Barlow leading the race from the start. Your first from him as a SR check, just a lock up there from Loki as he ran wide and he's just losing positions as SR Southerners now makes the moves side by side. And I can't change the grid. No. Please don't have a go at me, Freeman. I can't change the grid through driver selection. And so, of course, now SLR, whoever that is. Can't see names. SLR check in second. There we are. Southerner in third. Race Roller 4th. Jam in 5th. And so Ham in 6th. McEwen 7th. Bennett in 8th. So only a couple up. Only play people up a few positions. And then, of course, Barlow down. What? No. It's still trying to find its turf.
Certainly when Barlow's leading the race, but the leaderboard has check on top. What a game.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep, so we're doing it the old-fashioned way. As SR check looks to make the move on the inside there. Find a way on the outside.
That's
on the
brave
outside.
move.
Makes it stick. Barlow just has to back out because he knew SR check was a quicker driver there. At the moment, train forming. We're looking to see some more movement action there at the back. SR Sem corner cutting for a 5-second penalty. Plus 2 ART boys battling out. We're looking to gain some positions there. So, waiting for DRS to be activated this lap. Next lap.
Yellow flag at
Ham is
7th to the north.
Yeah, Ham under pressure there. You're looking to make a move. Will he make a doob on the outside? No. Oh no, we're going off. Barlow's off. There's a mistake, he ran wide. Of course, McEwen's off as well. It's going to cost him a bit of time.
That could give Bennett a chance to attack him.
Yeah, Race Roller makes a move on the inside. No, he just backs off. He had the DRS, but just Barlow, who was in a fantastic first place for a couple of laps and then dropped down to second and then just made a mistake into turn 1. Oh, it was probably a bit of contact. Dropped down to 14th for the restart. Just unfortunate. So Race Roller Raceroller now under pressure, of course, through second in the championship of Jam, and then the race, or the championship leader of Ham. Still holding up, Chep still leading the race with Southerners in second. Still got 10 laps to go. 11. That's it. Everyone's still equal in times. DRS won't help much, but Jam will look to make the move. They'll look to outbrake him. Raceroller defends on the inside to the outside. Nowhere for him to make a move for a late break. Turn 1 is one of those corners you don't want to make a mistake in.
It just seems to be a train, James. Not a lot to report, I'm afraid.
It's not real. Oh, my ball is coming up.
It's basically a case of check leads. They all follow, they all gain a little bit back through DRS, and we carry on. Because the gap, I've been watching just the gap to leaders, and it really has just kind of stuck to that kind of 2.5 second lap to McEwen. And really, you're talking the top 9 in that kind of field of their own. It's less than 4 seconds between them, so it's not a little bit of a wobble there for Jam Ham. So it's yeah, pretty bunched up.
Yeah, as you said, of course, gap closes up. We got J. Men's off. That's just too much to either the curve or just a little bit of a spin. So lost him a little bit of time to non-right Loki in 12th place. So just unfortunate. Sem will look to close that gap. Of course, he'll have Pansy as well. So yeah. Well, as you say, the train's closing. Looking for the race move, and he makes it on the outside. Something that's side by side. It's turn 1. Makes it stick. Fantastic overtake.
I don't know if you noticed there, James, but because they were all getting towed off each other, we literally had the fastest lap broken 4 times in a row there. Literally every guy was faster than the guy before, and another yellow flag at Sem as well. That move there, possibly.
Yep, Chep makes the overtake. Just left the track a little bit, but he was already ahead, so it was a clean overtake. At the moment, everyone's looking to take the lead because Racewell is now putting Southerners under pressure.
I think, James, this could just be a case of managing your tyres and then making the move at the right time. There's no point in taking that advantage just now. You're just going to get reeled in. Oh, check!
Oh, he's off. Oh, he's just rejoined. Oh, no. He was lucky enough he ghosted. His car rejoined. He must have paused. There must have been contact between him and Southerners.
He's just managed to get it back in running before Beast could get him, but Beast should have DRS here, which will probably check under pressure him with Sem retire in the pits. So that's us down to 13, and it looks like that move will be made by Beast Assassin. Michiru's on the, I believe, Trident.
Oh, Gossman and McEwen's off.
Oh, and thank God for ghosting.
Yeah, his rear end spun. He must have made flips one of the cars, or he just got power too early. So race roller makes a move on the outside. Does make it stick. There's a reverse rolls the other way. Still side by side. Well, no, he just doesn't get it. Someone will hold on. No, race roller will make the move. Fantastic. That win. A little bit of contact there from Summers, but it just shows us that he's still there. Of course, the LT boys battle out, a little scruff battle there from Jam on from the outside. Hamto's not. Second, third is mine. In terms of points, he wants to finish ahead of his brother.
Just that little bit of squabbling there nearly cost them a second to the leader. They were all bunched up within half a second. Now the gap is up to 1.4.
Yeah, it's just opened up now. It's just struggled there with a little bit of those there. The gap now is 0.6. Still climbing. Will SLR Southerner make the overtake again for the second try? He does on the inside. Nice and early into turn 1. Stick. No complications. That's it. Of course, movement there in the back. Check and Freeman. And Bennett all battling out for that P6 position. A lot of weaving about here. What's going on here? As Freeman makes a dive on the inside there. Fantastic move. He just scrapes the back. So
Yellow flag in Sector 2, and that is Jaylee Menz is taking the rally route across the grass. You better watch because the leaders are approaching.
Yeah, he will have to pull out of the way there. He's just spun there backwards. I think he's struggling with tyre in terms of temperature. Very intense battle here for P1. One mistake and it's your race earlier, as we saw with SLR Barlow and SLR Czech, dropped through 7th and DNF'd.
It's pretty much if you're leading this pack, you're under pressure for all these guys with DRS. You've got 1.8 seconds between the top 5.
Temp 2 from Race Roller on the move. Does on the ace and inside of turn 1. Takes the stick. I think he made a mistake there. Is there something that's now just under pressure from the two ART boys? Someone just had to back off because Race Roller was dead slow going into turn 2. Oh, Ham just trying to make a move there on his brother, but just had to back off very late. Nearly went to the back of him. Looking to make a move on the outside. Someone squeezes them off. There's nowhere to find a late braking move. When you go into a corner, everyone just ends off on the inside or the outside. Just it's my position. My place. Ham, a little bit of oversteers. He snaps car as he fights it. Beast Assassin now rejoins the battle for the lead. Of course, also Freeman's not that far behind with Czech and Bennett not that far behind them as well. Are we looking for round 5 of this overtaking battle? Still in range. He is a little bit too far back.
Oh, he's going for this. He's going for this.
He's going for it. Does Race Roller makes a move on the outside? No, he just has to back out. Oh, ART is off. That's Ham. Ham's off. Ham's in the wall. I think he got into the curve on the apex too much. He just had to back off from his brother.
And that's going to put him down to P9, which is meaning at this moment in time, no points. So top 8 in the sprint race, and the championship for F2 takes another turn.
You want to just double check if he's got any damage? Because that may hinder him.
No, I can see James. I can see. Try to get as many angles as I can.
Yeah, realistic damage. He would have no rear wing.
Or a bite mark, is it?
Yeah, if it wasn't next game anyway. At the moment, Jam, of course, now as it stands, Jam would take the lead of the championship in terms of points.
Yellow flag in Sector 2, and it's Ham off again. I think the tyres are fried. As he spun again there. And
Baggy's and of course changes to the lead again. The Southerners around 6 makes the move. Just overtake after overtake each lap. Love it. As Race Roller looks now to make the move. Jam Ham will put pressures. One mistake from these two will put Jam in the lead of the race. Just focus on now just holding the lead of the race.
Beast has dropped off a little bit as well out with DRS range, so it does look like we are going to have a three-way fight to the finish. Ham is retired in the pits. That puts us down to a field of 12.
Of course, if Jam stays in with the points, he will of course lead the championship going into next week for the last 2 races. Close action there between Bennett and Czech. P6, he's starting to close the gap. Czech's got penalty, so he dropped down to P8 with the last point.
A wobble there for Beast Assassin, so I think the winner of this race is going to be the person in second place in lap 13.
He will be. Southern and Race Roller constantly overtaking each other. See every lap. I think the tyres are gone now for some of the drivers, so it's just down and he's got a pure slipstream. And the DRS. Race Roller looking to make a move. Plus he's got the lapped car ahead. Yeah, he's struggling to make a dive for the inside. His tyres are too far old now.
I'm going to give you a weird suggestion here, James. Do you think Sumner tries to back them up where he can get in a position where the car in front will obviously get blue flags, but if he can just wait till he's in a straight, and is going to completely ruin my plan here, and try and get... Nice spun. Just ruin my plan completely. God's sake, Jaley Menz. I was going to say, would Sumner try and get the DRS off the lap of the car? But, yeah, Jaley Menz has just decided to... Oh, I say he's just decided to. That's a place I've spun there myself many a time. Many people have it. It's not an easy corner at all. Very easy to spin. And it's claim victim to Jaley Menz for a second time in this race.
Yeah, 4th time overall, I think. At times he's spun on that corner. Yeah, I think the gap's now just too far over. But he's giving it all. He's going to make the dive. He's too far back. I think the tyres are too far gone to keep pace up for another couple of laps. So he's probably just trying to keep the tyres cool for the final lap.
Oh, Beast gets a penalty there. Freeman not only just gets the fastest lap, but a very bad bit of dirty air there. Car was a bit all over the place. So he has dropped back from Beast Assassin, but that penalty will see Freeman at the moment take 4th place.
Yeah, no, yes. Just unfortunate from Beast, just a few mistakes. Of course, the racer will try to make the move on the outside of turn 4. Couldn't make it stick, so someone's just had the inside line. At the moment, it's just very steady here for the lead. Some close action there between the two, the Trident and the. I'm gonna stumble the name again. Carling, but no.
This could get quite interesting between the Trident of Czech and get a little off there. Yellow flag's gone. It was basically the Trident of Czech and McEwen and the Chareuse is within DRS.
Got some action here between the two leaders of Southerners Race Order side by side, but Jam now looking to make the pounce of the move. Race Order battle out. Southerners both then defending on the inside. Jam's had to back out there, try to take it free wide on long straight. While these two battle out, I think Jam's just ready there. Them two squeezing out into turn 5. As the Jam now takes 2nd place off Southerners. Southerners just defending too long.
Yep, compromised on the exit there, and that's just allowed Jam to have the run in him. And remember I said 13th place? Sorry, 13th lap, 2nd place. Could he do it?
Beast isn't that far behind. He's got to overtake. Freeman's not that far behind. He's got just to overtake Freeman. Snap post there. Jam's gone. He's had the same thing as Ham. Started dropping down to 5th. Of course, that will promote Beast and that will promote Freeman into the podium position come the last lap. As of course, Racer Roller now a full second ahead now as someone's defending for so long, just unfortunate. Jam just unlucky as out now. Freeman now takes 3rd position. Oh, a little bit of contact, but again, it was a clean move. Just the Beast's exit. Just a mistake from Freeman. Again, he will get 3rd position. Within the 3 seconds before. Corner, Jaley Menz finding new ways to new lines off the track through that same section of track again.
Kimmy Ways?
Struggling with his braking. Corner before he spun.
Don't know if
where the driver's on now.
Jam is possibly struggling a little bit with tyre temperatures. He's got McEwen and Czech right behind him. Czech wouldn't be too much of a threat purely on the basis of penalties, but McEwen certainly is. At least it's a wee bit of damage limitation for Jam. Obviously it is not the position he was in, but with that Beast penalty, them all being very close, it would mean that he would jump up to P4. But I'll leave it to you, James, as we head to cross the line.
Of course, Race Roller now, him and Southerners were battle out for so long for the last past 9 laps. Of course, he crosses the line, it takes his another win to add to his name. Southerner's just missing out, so some fantastic battling out of defending from Southerner, just unfortunate, but still gets P2, well done to him. Freeman, a podium, 2 ends, it's not to win, but again, to see out a podium, his last couple of races this season before he steps away at the end of the season, so congratulations to him. Jam, unfortunate, made a mistake of his own there, staff of oversteer, just had the same issue with Ham in the same section, and just 4 second 3, just ran into the wall. Drops, still gets P4 from dropping down to P6, 5 overall, so yeah, Beast, McEwen, 5th and 6th, Beast picking up a penalty, so drops down to 6, who was in 3rd originally, Bennett in 7th, Check rounding out the top 8, Numrite Loki, Bennett at the top 10, Night Ranger, and of course 2 laps down, Jamie Mintz finishes the race. I know of retirements of Ham through a few mistakes, and then just gave up in the end. And then I saw Sem had a few spins and then crashed, it was. And then I saw Barlow just retired in the pits. Had a little off it turn 1 through a bit of contact. So Jayleeman's shown us to spin again. The wide position.
I'm trying to think who the top 3. Oh, there we go. No oversteer from Ham. It was his wheel overheated. It's confirmed in the chat. And we have a post-race virtual safety car.
Playing Jayleeman's for that.
I think it might be to do with the car that's kind of broken on the line, James. Demon gets the in-game driver of the day. If you want to let us know in the chat who your drivers of the day were before James puts the pressure on me. Right.
Yeah, if they do, we'll just do it ourselves. Let's have a look. Of course, Razor Roller picking up another win to add to his collection. I believe he's on a couple now for the last 2 seasons, or 3 seasons.
Yes.
So yeah, let's just get in order. Sprints.
So the top 3 would be Jam, Race Roller, and Ham. Separated by a point.
Yep, so overall, Jam, Race Roller, Ham. Yeah. Very close there for terms of points. Southern's not that far behind with 22, McEwen with 18, Freeman 10, and then Check with 9. Nomura Loki picking up 6 points in the first race. Barlow picking up 4 points in the first race. Beast picking up 4 points in the second race. Bennett picking up 1 and 2 points. Baggy picking up first points for the season in the first race. And then, of course, non-points are Ranger, Jayleeman's, and SR Sem. So, yeah.
I'm going to say, consider he only got 4 points over the whole weekend, but that second race performance for me deserved more than 4 points for this weekend by UK Beast Assassin. It was a very good effort, just to say that penalty at the end, pretty much ruining where he was in the grid. We'll try and get the 3 guys in for you, James.
Thank you. Yeah, just a bit unfortunate. Picked up a penalty then, but he did some fantastic battling to get up to 3rd. And then just a few mistakes towards the end. Freeman running wide, and then just a few more overtakes.
Yeah, that is Ham Jam. That is Race Roller, and that is Jam.
Just remember, lads, just include your audio because I don't want to have the issue with no audio. boys. Right, so we're getting on the way. Do you want me to take third and first? Do you want to take second? Or do you want me to take all three?
I thought I'd take off anybody. Just don't make them 20 years.
Nah, they'd be
short and snappy.
So we'll start off with, I believe it would have been. Oh, let's go in there. Was it Jam in third? It was.
No, I think it was
Ham in third. Yeah. So we'll start with ART boys. So Ham, you had a fantastic qualifying, a fantastic race, but going into the sprint race, how did you feel going overall in the race? Was it for you?
Yeah, cheers. I mean, pretty much perfect. First race, obviously, and putting it on poles was great. Never really trouble in the feature. And then yeah, obviously, I mean, I knew it was going to be a tough one going into the sprint. James had kind of been giving me a little bit of information about the straight line speed of some of the guys that were ahead of us. And I was running quite high wings, so I was a bit worried about that anyway. But obviously made up quite a few positions. Got up to, I think it was fourth. Felt like I was in a position certainly to challenge for the podium places, and then yeah, my wheel overheated and died. Hence I just went straight on into the wall. And then yeah, not a lot I could do. Just drove it into the pits on the controller pretty cautiously, but yeah, a bit of a shame because all the hard work of winning the feature and putting it on pole was undone rather quickly.
Yeah, just unfortunate. We thought it was a bit of content, but well, I did anyway. But just unfortunate for your will to die on you at that point. Going, of course, now you were leading the championship. End of feature race, but now, of course, that little issue with your wheel, it might have cost you this, because it cost you points in the sprint race. It now leaves Jam going into next week. So, how do you feel you're going into next week?
I mean, I still feel good. Obviously, it's going to be an interesting one. I mean, both James and I were kind of saying today, even like we don't want anything like a safety car or something. To be the defining factor in the championship battle, because it's been a really good battle up until that this point. So I think we'd like to win it on track. So kind of just hoping really for no incidents and hopefully I can win it through raw pace as opposed to any other sort of defining factor.
Yeah, well, congratulations on another win for you, but just unfortunate in the sprint race.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
All the best for next week.
Thank you.
So we'll take it on to our Mr. Freeman, a win and third place, I believe it was. Mr. Race Roller, another win. Seems to be your sprint race specialist, as you want to call you. How's your race go for you, mate?
Yeah, I mean, well, very happy with the win. Obviously, I probably could have had at least another 4 in the sprint races this season, but just made stupid mistakes. Lost it right on the line at Singapore. Obviously, was starting to get a wee bit worried that I wouldn't win a race this season, but fortunately managed to get there. I thought Jam would have probably got me had he not had his moment before the pit straight, but it was a great battle between myself, him, Southerners, Ham before his wheel went. Feature went pretty well as well, obviously in P3 thanks to McEwen winning it, which was a bit unfortunate for him, but I take it. I think for the last race of the season I just want to enjoy it really. I think I could maybe get third in the championship. I think I'm thinking within 10 points of Darnell now, but I can't quite remember, so...
Yeah, it's pretty much still open by third.
Yeah, so I want to aim for third in the championship, definitely, but at the same time I'd still be very happy with another 4th place in the championship. I think I finished there last season, maybe it was P5 last season, I can't remember. But improving, hopefully next season. Obviously, new game, new physics, new all that. Hopefully, I'll be able to challenge for more wins. Maybe be an outside shot at the title. I dare say, but yeah, very happy with it all. I think, yeah.
Just last question for you. What was going through your mind constantly overtaking Southerners for the lead? Like 7, 8 laps in a row.
Frustration, really, because I knew I was quicker than him, with no disrespect to him, I knew I was quicker than him. I just couldn't break his DRS through Sector 2, so he was just able to keep up. But then Jam was able to get past him at some point, and then obviously he had his wee moment, which put a bigger gap between, and I was able to hold on. It was, as I said, a very good battle with him. Hopefully many more to come in Abu Dhabi, and maybe hopefully next season as well. So yeah.
Yeah, congratulations. And just a quick update on points. You're on 195. You're 2 points behind third in the championship. So yeah, you're not far behind.
Cheers.
Alright, and of course we'll take it with the big man himself, Mr. Jam, leader of the championship now. Of course, second in the race, and I believe it was
Fourth.
fourth. There you go. I lost the point where you ended up finishing that little spin off on the last couple of laps. But yeah, take us through how your races went for you.
Yeah, quali didn't really have gone any worse. I don't know what happened, but I didn't have any audio, so couldn't hear my car, couldn't hear my gears or anything. And then yeah, spun up the hill at the end when I think I was on for top 4, top 5, despite that, which would have been okay. But then yeah, feature was fun. Wasn't easy to fight my way up to second, but yeah, obviously McEwen made a bit of a mistake where I did later on as well, which got me the 3 extra points, which was nice. Fastest lap as well, and then yeah, just knew starting ahead of Harry in the sprint that any points I could gain on him would be big for going to Abu Dhabi. And then yeah, obviously he had this problem with his wheel, and then I made a mistake as well when I would have come at least second. So lost a few points, but I mean, can't say I'm too disappointed considering Harry got shafted by his wheel. And then yeah, fastest lap right at the end was good, because I think we're level on points now. I'm not sure who has more wins, but I mean either way, it's literally going to be all down to the last two races, isn't it? So yeah, happy to gain a point, as it were. I mean, could have been more, but also could have been less. So yeah, on the whole, a pretty solid 2 races.
Yeah, I think it might go down. I think it's quite level, or you just edge it.
If the points are the same as in game, then yep, it would be exactly level. So that's quite a predicament
that
going
means,
into that final 2 races.
Yeah, it means Ham still leads it by a point. So yeah, Ham still leads. I think it's Ham or you, whoever was in the lead before. Yeah,
Ham was 1 point clear, but if the points are the same as are in game, Jam had 1 more point than him, so it would be level.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I just love Jam. Well, yeah, of course, take us on board how your battle with between the Sussex race roller and Southerners. You eventually made the move quite late into lap 11 through Southerners running wide. You tried to defend it, but just you made the move and then you're a little off.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, I was happy knowing that Harry was behind me. I mean, I think he was a little quicker, but I was confident with the DRS that I'd be able to keep him at bay. And then yeah, I was kind of just waiting for any sort of opportunity to come out of the 2 in front fighting, and then yeah, fortunately it did. And then yeah, got the move done and kind of panicked a bit. Felt obviously with the DRS, getting race holder for the lead was a real possibility. And then yeah, I made the mistake, which yeah cost me a few points, but I mean it is what it is. It was all right. It was a good
Yeah.
battle to watch actually, because yeah, great racing between the two of them, and great respect as well. And yeah, kept
Yeah,
it clean for so long, which was good to see.
You're lucky enough not to take your own teammate out as well. There was a little incident seeing you two scrape it out for third. But yeah, unlucky you got fourth in the end there, but congratulations, you got P2, and of course, still going into the last race of the season. It'll still be a good fight.
Cheers.
So congratulations to all you boys who jumped in, and congratulations on where you finished. Of course, we'll see out. Of course, we'll be rounds. The championship battle will go on to next week for another race of F2 around Abu Dhabi. And of course, we'll be back with some more action of F1 tomorrow with, I believe it'll be Ham and Jam themselves, with more Brazil action at 9 o'clock. We'll be back Saturday. It's 6 for Division 2, Division 3 at 9, and of course the Elite themselves of Matt and Sam, I believe, if it's them again, for the top division Elite. So of course we'll be back next week with some more X2 action. It's been myself, James, and the Big Manor. Maxwell?
Alright, I think we're carrying on then. Thanks for having us, and as I say, looking forward to the rest of the races around Interlagos the rest of this weekend, and of course that fantastic finale next week where the F2 Championship will be decided.
And see ya.